What's going on, everybody? I'm here with my main man, Brother Michael Mumford. And tonight we're talking about this idea, and that's the idea of how how to live life on your own terms. And I'm trying to press this button so we can go live on Instagram at the same time. And I believe we got it together there, Brother Mike. Top of the evening to you. Back from the Bahamas. What's going on with you, my friend? Top of the evening to you. How are you, my brother?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, Coach. How are you doing?
Man, I'm doing so phenomenal, man. I'm so phenomenal about your life, all the improvement that's taking place in your life, in your family's life, and how much freedom you have now. So that's what our conversation is about. It's about how how to be free, how to be free and how to live life on your own terms. So, Brother Michael, before we met, you were working a regular job and didn't have much freedom at all. How many hours a week were you working before you really started embracing the things that we teach?
I mean, 60 plus hours a week. And I would venture to say a lot more than that because just the stress you bring home with you and the role I was in human resources. It's just you can never rid yourself of the stress. So it was, for all intent and purposes, 70 plus hours a week. You're at home
Wow.
wrestling with the stress of the day and what you got to do tomorrow, next week. And you always had something pending. So it was just it seemed like a never ending work schedule.
Gee, did you say 70 hours a week? So it sounds like you would leave work after working 60 hours, and it sounds like you have to come home. And instead of just going home and being able to have a nice rest with nobody but your beautiful wife, sounded to me like you had a whole bunch of other people in the bed. But hey, that's crazy, ain't it? How you take the 17 people to sleep with you? So it sounded to me like you being a Karen, the Karen kind of person you are. That often you go to bed at night, you got all these different ideas, all these different people in your brain, based on the fires that you had to put out. Am I even close to being on point?
Spot on, spot on. It was like demons in your head. You just couldn't get rid of them. You couldn't get rid of them, and got to a place where I was taking sleep aids just to get a couple of hours of sleep in the evening. And that's, I'm not saying that was the healthiest thing in the world for me to be doing, but you had to get your sleep. You had to
Wait a
get.
minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. People invading your sleep so much until you had to go to the legal drug stuff. The legal drugs is the coldest pimps in the world, man. The ones that sell legal drug way colder than the street hustler because they stuff legal, and people coming to get it by the groves. Are you telling me that you had to go get some medicine, man, just to get some rest at night after working all those hours?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Lord have mercy.
I'm almost
Lord have
ashamed
mercy.
to say it, but it's the reality. It was my reality.
That's a whole nother industry.
Yeah.
The legal dope industry. So sounds to me like it's all pre-planned. Let's work people to the bone,
Mhm.
stress them out. They can't get no rest. They got to come at us just to be able to get some rest, just to get back out, get it back up and start the whole process all over again. Brother Michael, does that sound like does that sound like insanical? How do you feel about that?
It is. It's insanity. It's the system. It's designed to keep us on that hamster wheel, for lack of a better phrase. You're in, you're out, you're in, you're out, and you just never get a reprieve. And then it's just part of the whole design. And then thank the Lord we didn't get caught up in living well above our means and get into more bondage that way, because then the media just flash, oh, you need a new car, you need a new house, you need a new coat, you need a new purse, you need all that. And
Some more drugs, right?
yeah, then these folks go out and buy them, and now you're stuck again. Now you're going back to work in a hamster wheel just to pay for the stuff that you can't afford and trying to press people that don't, let me say it right, don't care about you, or don't
Yes,
really,
sir.
are not really concerned about you. So but thank God we didn't do that as far as overextending ourselves. But still, that did not negate the fact that, man, we lived under constant stress. I didn't feel like being a husband, didn't feel like being a father, a grandparent. I just wanted to be by myself. And that's not
Hmm.
fair to the loved ones around me, my friends and family. So thank
Wait a
God
minute. So
for freedom.
hold on, Mike. Are you saying that working 60 hours a week it ultimately leads to depression? In your case, ultimately led to depression. I mean, you're very chipper, upbeat
Mhm.
guy. I know the way you're living now because we're, you're financially free now. You're able to move around like you want to move around in a relatively short period of time due to, the different things that we've done together. But Let's talk about that for a second. Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that 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 is that is downright? That, you see, I ain't worked for nobody in so long now until I don't know what it's like to feel the. I don't know what it's like not to go where I want to go when I get ready to go. It's been so long now until I don't understand the idea of having to be no place at no particular time. So talk to me because you just came off of that within the last year or so, and I'm so happy for you, man. So happy for you. But talk to everybody else who's here listening to us, and they're like, "Man, am I going to ever get out of this rat race? Was that depressing? And what do you feel like now? I mean, what you just came back from the Bahamas?
Bahamas, yeah, yeah.
Wait a minute, man. Just
Yeah,
because you just wanted to go?
just because that's part of the reason. Yes, and you see this gray. I just hit 50, so
No, you
thank
didn't.
the
No, you
Lord.
didn't. You just hit what?
Just hit 50 years old, so
The
I'm
big
excited.
the big 50.
The big 50. So
You at the
yeah,
50-yard line?
yes, sir. I'm there, 50-yard
Oh,
line.
you know what? They got a club in Chicago called the 50-yard line. People be in there stepping.
Yes,
Called the
sir.
50-yard line.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, they ought to call it the 10-yard line because the place so little and shit. If you do a spin, be out the front door. Like the country is hell around it about the 50-yard line. But they smart though. They make the bar real long and big, cram up everybody in there, and then got everybody in there. Everybody in there. You're just trying to get everybody drunk. That's what they're really trying to do, try to run a bill. So they make sure that you almost stumble up on the bar. Hey, can I have something? So even when I was calling myself want to be a player, I was stepping all the time. I still like the bar, so it was hard for me to stay in them little bitty places. But I'm so proud. I'm so happy for you that you made it to the 50-yard line. Javon says, uh, congratulations to you. Brother Eric says, congratulations to you. And I'm just really, really, really happy for you, man. So you just came back from the Bahamas. You've been celebrating your 50th birthday in the Bahamas because of this financial freedom that you have. Walk me through from 60 hours a week to having the freedom to go to the Bahamas for your birthday, stay as long as you want before we get into this trust thing, because you just got a trust back. So before we blow everybody's mind, which you live in this private life, what does that feel like? Just talk to us about. Walk us through that.
For lack of a better word, I'm a new man. I mean, coming out of the corporate space and having to, you know, put your vacations on a schedule a year in advance, if you will, or
Oh,
ask for permission to go,
ouch.
to just getting up and leaving at when you see fit,
Mm.
based on your schedule that you preside over, that you create. It's a different experience altogether. So it's all I can tell you, folks. This life of freedom, it's mentally stimulating. You get your mental health back. You get your if you take advantage of it, you get your physical health back. But most importantly, you get your relationships back, with the people that you care about the most, you want to spend quality time with. And one thing I love, Coach, and I'll end with this, is that when you're present, you are fully present when you're in the presence of people. And you no longer have to be in 50 different places at one time, around, like you said, 17 people at one time. So, man, it's just a wonderful life. But just to be able to come and go as you please, and working for yourself, it's just kingdom living.
Man, that's so beautiful, man. That's so beautiful. Boy, you sound like the OJ said, your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. You're
Yes, sir.
messing me around. That's why I love Baby the Bird. He had that big bottom lip, bro, Mike. You're messing me around.
They got it paid on you.
Your body's here with me. But thank God that you've you just came back from the Bahamas, and your body it wasn't just your mind there or your body there, but your mind was actually there. Dude, talk about that. Talk about how good it feel to go overseas without the stress of your mind still being in the States while you overseas. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I can remember vacationing when I was in the corporate space, and you never, I mean, you never could fully enjoy your vacation because you were worried about when you came back what will be waiting on you, or what you left behind. So you're there, and you're physically there, but you're emotionally back in the States. But this time around,
No, sing it, brother Mike. Sing it, sing it. Your body was there, but your mind was. I'm sorry. No, go ahead, bro. You ain't got to hit no. You ain't got to hit the OJs if you don't feel. Continue, bro. Continue.
But no, it's this time around. I mean, all of me, and I mean all of me, was over in the Bahamas. My mind, my body, and my soul. We were all there, just relaxing, and I was fully present in the moment. Fully present in the moment. So present, they thought I was Bohemian.
Really, man? Is that so, man? Oh, come on now. What you drinking the coconut water?
Yes. I'm offering you coconut water. Yeah. So,
let's go, man. Drink the coconut water. All right.
But no, it was refreshing, and
who wants to rumble with the Rastafarian, man?
Exactly.
I'm so happy for you, man. Not only how you been able to enjoy your vacations, but you was able to take your granddaughter to where'd you take your granddaughter to New York? So from New York to the Bahamas, and now you're on your way down to the Power People's Conference coming up soon. But talk about that with your granddaughter, because I know that I know you enjoyed that grandpa. Come on with that grandpa thing.
Oh God, yeah, grandpa. I was able to take my one of my granddaughters to New York the week prior here. We left New York and went to the Bahamas, but she was in the National Scholars Program. I think I'm saying that right. But she was able to attend St. John's University. She's 10 years old and straight A student. And
how old is she?
10.
Able to attend St. John's University.
Yeah, they had a whole
week. What kind of geniuses you got in your house, man? What's going on?
Hey, God, thank you for blessing her with that. Blessing her with
you just threw that out there like it was some normal stuff.
Yeah. So we're proud of
10 years old, visiting St. John's. You talking about somebody got a game plan? All right, go ahead. So what happened in New York? What took place?
Well, just to be able to get her down there, provide, because there's so many kids that could possibly even were awarded that privilege to go there, they could not afford it. But to be in a position to be able to take care of that bill for my granddaughter, and even bring my wife, and we turn it into a little mini vacation for us as well. That's just it. Look, you can't even put a price tag on that. That's priceless, because it's all about creating experiences and memories. I mean, if you can't create experiences and memories, what's money for? I mean, what are resources for? If you can't help folks, in particular your family or people that are hurting, that are less fortunate than you, or it's not really worth it. So that was for Paw. I mean, you could drop the mic. Being able to do that
Let's go. So that's you mean you was able to take your granddaughter? You didn't have to start no GoFundMe fund, you mean?
No, sir. Didn't want to fund anything like that. No,
hey, we want to take our granddaughter to New York. We just trying to see if we can get a GoFundMe fund started and all that. So I'm like, why don't a person just learn how to do things that produce money instead of always asking somebody for some money? Why is it that people not that, and we give away a lot of money, so I ain't talking about that. But I'm talking about why is it that, what's the disconnect, Brother Mike? Like we had a financial IQ challenge, and you came to the financial. Just talk about what happened to your brain when you connected. By the way, those of y'all who are listening, we're having a financial IQ challenge preview tomorrow, and you all are all welcome to come to our preview to see what we're going to be doing for the remainder of this week coming up as we speak. Today is the 29th of June as we speak, and we're going to have a preview tomorrow. Today's Saturday, right? See, when you don't know what day of the week is, you're free. All right. It is Saturday, right? Today's Saturday.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm serious. I forgot.
Yeah.
So hey, listen, don't y'all be hating out there. Don't y'all be hating because we don't know what day of the week it is. All right. We don't know what day of the week it is because we don't work according to hourly wages. We work based on freedom. So can you talk about that, Brother Michael? What happened? You started coming to the financial IQ challenge and something clicked. What gave you that? What clicked? Where you was like, man, I ain't got to be doing 60 hours. I can make this kind of money in a few hours a day. How many hours a day do you work now compared to 60 hours before?
Come on, that's not even. I mean, it's a third, and that's doing things that are moving the needle in my life and in my business. Yes,
sir. About 20 hours a week now.
20 hours, if that,
If that.
if that.
You
Yes, sir.
look like it too. You look smooth too, boy.
Come
You
on.
look like
Fit.
it too. You look good, man. You look good. You look peaceful. But what does it do if the person was putting if the person wanted a peace account? How much more peace would they have if they was working 20 hours versus 60? And and how much more money did you make by working less hours? Because I don't think most people understand you make more money when you work less hours. Can you describe that phenomenon to people? Because I don't think people understand. I think they believe they need to work more hours to make more money, but that's not true. The way you make more money is to work less hours. Can you explain? Can you explain what happened to you?
Yeah, when I step back, I couldn't have made the mental leap, coach, that I would almost triple my income and work less hours, because I was working with a strategy, and like moving my business from some of those antiquated ideologies about leads and how to one-on-one marketing and one-on-one presentations to getting current with how things are done in today's economy, in today's market, but taking your business online and speaking to the masses. And I got most of that from you and from your training online, and the gift that you've given to us all with a lot of your free content. But they really opened my eyes. And with this financial IQ challenge, I tell people all the time in my practice that what you don't know cannot and will not help you. And what I learned in this IQ challenge is that, when you feel like you're at the top of one level, understand that you're at the bottom of the next level. And that's a great place to be if you have your mind right and you understand that there are levels to this thing and that there are so many people that know so much more than you know. Just be open to it, and you're going to learn so much in this financial challenge that you won't have room to receive it. This is my fourth. I attend all the financial challenges, just like going back to church. Every time you go back, you're going to hear something. Every time you read a book, you're going to get something different. But each time I come to this financial challenge, I'm telling you, folks, it is a game changer, not only for your brain, but it takes the blinders off. Can I tell them the truth?
Yes, sir.
I'm smart. I know I got some certificates. I'm a degree. I got a resume. I got all that stuff. But man, when I came to this financial challenge, somebody took the mud off my eyes. Somebody got me. Somebody got me. I mean, and it's a revelation, folks. I'm telling you, it is an absolute revelation. And there is so much on the other side of just looking again and just looking at and experiencing what folks have for you. And coach, for many of us, if not all of us, he's left the places that we're still trying to get to, and I'm still trying to get there. And so, hey, coach, all I can tell you, if you haven't signed up, sign up today. You will not be disappointed. And
You said something that's so. Thank you. I appreciate the encouragement to the crowd, Brother Mike. But you said something that's so important. You said that you got degrees and you're a very intelligent person, and you are a very intelligent man. And that's why the company that you was working with, was cherishing your 60 hours a week because you was helping making them billionaires. So, so they really appreciate it. They really appreciated all that labor. But when you come to the financial IQ challenge, did you find out? And what do you say to people? Because I believe this. I believe that the enemy of growth is knowledge, because people think they know. So head knowledge is like the enemy of real growth, which is why it's much easier for me to train people who don't even have a lot of degrees. So I admire you because of the fact that you have all this book sense and all these degrees from school and what have you. But you realize that in order to make real money, that you had to toss some of the things that you have been taught. So you had to toss what you've been taught so that you can open up some bandwidth to learn how this real money is made. And you're able to triple your income because you tossed what you had been taught. And so what do you say to people when they think, oh, I doubt if as much I can learn if I come and sit in for a week with what Brother Ricky's talking about. I doubt if as much I can learn. What would you say to that learned person about the fact that, knowledge often is the enemy of growth? What's your take on that?
It's absolutely true. I should say that, humility comes from being humiliated, public humiliation. I've been publicly humiliated. I've been humiliated. That's what humbled me in my life, to understand that, man, Mike, you don't know it all. You do not know it. And listen to me, folks. I don't care what type of degrees you have, what you have. Where you're at today is a result of what you know. It's a result of what you know. You can't get there. What you know may have gotten you here, but it will not get you there. And if someone is giving you the knowledge, the keys to these secrets, I hate to call them secrets, but if you don't know them, they are a secret to you. But you don't know it all. I didn't know it all. And it takes humility. It takes humility. When you humble yourself, I'm telling you, things will open up to you. People will be placed in your path, such as Coach Rick, the wealth coach, other folks that can help you get to the next level. But it does require humility. You don't know it all. You don't.
Such a beautiful attitude, brother. And and because it's something, I found I take a lot of, me, I've spent $1 million just on my brain over the last, like LeBron James spent $1 million on his body, which make a whole lot of sense. That's why he's still playing ball at the level he's playing ball at. Still can get up and down the court faster than some of the guys almost half his age, because of his willingness to invest in his body. And so I'm very, very, very willing to invest in my brain and my mind. And I really believe in putting my money on me. And you put your money on you. You came in and you learned how to triple your income without even joining anything that we do. Just observing what we do. What's the level now that you've actually come into the financial IQ challenge and invested in yourself? Just talk about the last 2 months. Where is your brain from 2 months ago to where it is right now? What do you, I don't know. You explain to me what's going on inside the head now.
I hate to use the word lobotomy.
A brain lobotomy.
A brain lobotomy. It's funny because Coach, I can understand why people are sometimes afraid, because you have to really, this new knowledge challenges all the propaganda, all the Kool-Aid we drank, everything that was just, we were bombarded with. And most of it were lies. But to be able to get the truth, and I know it's more comfortable to hear a lie than the truth, but the truth of the matter is, it's information out here. He's going to talk about this in a minute, but like these trust and private living, and just understanding even about the Social Security, your Social Security number, your birth certificate. I mean, we can go on for days, but I'm telling you, it is, I guess, here's a proper word for you, Coach, enlightening. For you folks that are scholarly out there and educated, this,
yes, of course,
in fact, enlightening. I don't care what degrees you have, enlightening. Enlightening. Yes.
Yeah, I'm listening to this guy talking named Mark Tillsbury. I highly recommend everybody watch his videos. He's real smart. But I just love the way he talks, because I want to talk like a British dude so bad. And I'm gonna get my stuff together. Watch, y'all gonna be seeing me. I'm gonna be propping up like a Burger King Whopper. Watch. I can't get it right now. I was trying all day. I'm like, I don't sound nothing like this cat, but I'm working on it. But he's a very enlightening guy too. So first of all, congratulations. You just received your tax-free asset protection trust. So congratulations to you. When you open it up and you read that document, what did that do to your financial IQ? What did that tell you about your financial IQ when you found out, when you actually read your own document, and now you can actually practice privacy, go in a bank, open up an account, and get back 100% of your bank deposits every year for the rest of your life. In other words, make it basically 100% on your money without even investing the money. Man, is that a game changer for your brain and for your brain's capacity? And that's what I'm talking about. Is that a new education or what?
That is, you always say this, Coach, that, I came into this, not seeking validation, but revelation. And to be able to see this document, to be able to read it, how well it was written, and it was a 30-page document, just it just solidified the revelation. And just to know that things that now true business, true prosperity, true legacy has now commenced.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
So now, so think about this. How does it feel now that you, of all of y'all who don't know what Hale versus Hinkle is, y'all all look that up. Hale versus Hinkle, which talks about the fact that every American has a right to contract and has a right to contract privately with nobody in your business. Everybody has that right to contract. So now that you're able to look, now that you've felt your own paperwork, now that you know what it's like, now that you got this power to walk into a bank and the bank has they got no power over you no more. Now that you got the power to walk into the bank and where you used to abandon your deposits. You used to just walk into the bank and you give them your deposits and they keep them all. And then they file to the they file to the government and say, Michael don't want his deposits. You know, we get 10 times your deposit. You walk in the bank and you give them $1,000. They got $10,000. They say Michael don't want none of this money because he didn't file the 1099s to get his money back. So because he couldn't file the 1099s to get his money back because he wasn't private. But now that you're private and now that you can file that, what does that feel like? I mean, do you just feel like do you feel lighter and the depth of character, virtue? That's what I'm trying. That's the word I'm trying to get. Now you got a virtuous document that makes you a real person to walk into the bank and be dealt with the way you're supposed to be dealt with, as opposed to the way that you was doing business prior to us, prior to finding out what it is to do. How does that feel to have the document in your hand? Now you got to do is just walk into the bank and say, drop it like it's hot. So how's that feel?
powerful, absolutely powerful to be able to know that I have the documentation that can back that. And you always say that piece of paperwork is not about them doing us a favor, doing me a favor. No, 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 no. This is what you're going to do. And it's based on this paperwork here. So you're not doing me a favor. You're doing what you're supposed to do.
I mean, come on, brother, man. People trying to get 10% of their money, they happy. They trying to get 20% of their money, they happy. And they guessing. They going in places trying to, hoping that this money will come back, hoping that this will happen, hoping somebody pay their rent so they can collect the money, hoping the stock market goes up, hoping this and hoping that, hoping this and hoping that. And the whole 99% of the American population doesn't understand that, no, your bank deposits are owed to you. They ain't doing you no favor. Our $1 million check we just got, they ain't give us no $1 million check because Shantae pretty. They ain't give us no $1 million check because somebody felt sorry for us. They didn't give us no $1 million check because they gave us $1 million check because it's the law. They didn't have no choice. Okay. So what has it meant to you to learn that you have rights and that your rights, you was not exercising your rights, and that there is a law that says if you don't know the law, then if you don't know your rights, you ain't got none. so, so what do you say to the person who think they got a high financial IQ and don't even know what they don't know? The black swans, that they don't even know what they don't know. And they are forfeiting their money every time they put $1 in the bank that they ain't getting back, that they have just forfeited some money for no reason because they don't have to do that. What do you say to that person and the feeling that you said power that you have now? But what do you say to that person who doesn't understand that process and the fact that they can come learn?
It's simple. Don't create chaos in your mind so you can have something to manage to make you feel like you're learning and you're important in mentally. It's so simple. If the sometimes
keep talking, Mike. I'm going to get a nap. Keep talking.
Sometimes we try to make this thing as if it's chess. It's not chess, folks. It's checkers. It's information that you don't have, that you currently don't have access to, that now coach is sharing with you. This is how you can live this private life. This is how you can get your deposits back. 100% of your deposits back in the bank. So if you think about the propaganda that we've been fed, and the system out here, they're dangling stuff over here, and you think that you know what you know, but you do know. Don't get me wrong, you do know what you know, but you know what they're teaching you or what they're telling you. And as long as you're focused on that, you'll never get over here where the truth lies. And that's where they want you. In order for the system to continue to thrive, it needs the majority of Americans believing a lie.
Well, hold it right there. Hold it right there. Because people say, Brother Ricky, I don't believe y'all got back 10 times my bank deposit. I say, okay, so that means that you believe that we didn't get it. All right. I say, but I got the check. So somebody lying. All right. So you go to, it's amazing how you know that's a demon. Somebody gonna tell you, I don't believe you, and you got the money.
Exactly.
I'm like, everybody trying to impress you? Ain't nobody trying to impress you. We're talking about what we think we ain't got nothing better to do with our life than run around faking like we got checks or whatever the case may be. It's so disgusting when you meet. I'm like, but so that means, see, this is what people don't understand about belief, Brother Mike. They understand that when you say I don't believe something, that means you're saying I do believe the opposite. Talk about that, because people think they say I don't believe something. I'm like, okay, so that means that you do believe the opposite. All right. So if what a person is telling you is true and you don't believe it, then that means that you believe the opposite, which is a lie. So the reason that we don't really care what people do, we care about people. We don't care about what they do, though. And the reason that we don't care about what people do, Brother Michael, and you're learning this in the processes of dealing with human nature and dealing with people, is that if you care about what people do, then you can't care about them. Because that means that you're going to tell them something to smooth up to them, try to make them feel good. And then they won't be able to do what's in their own best interest because you care so much about what they do. But we don't care about what people do. We care about people. What a person do is they personal business. They can do whatever they want to do. So talk about that. The fact that the person thinks that when they don't believe one thing, that they neutral. So you got people walking around dead broke, faking like they neutral. I'm like, you ain't neutral. This ain't, no, you're on one side of the tracks of the other player. Don't get it twisted around here, right? You either on the side of the tracks that create money, or you're on the side of the tracks that create poverty. You're on one of those, there's no neutrality. So talk to a person who thinks they're neutral about the idea that if you believe one thing, either you believe the truth or you believe a lie, but you can't believe both of them at the same time, and you can't withdraw. Can you talk about that idea of people actually thinking that sounds like delirium to me, but help the people, Brother Mike.
It is. I mean, you can't be neutral in this game. There's no straddling the fence. There's either truth or the lie, and you can't just straddle the fence on this. And it goes back to what I said earlier. You know, what you don't know cannot and will not help you. And especially in this arena, this information is absolutely life-changing, not only for you, but for your kids and your kids' kids. So, for you to believe that it does not exist tells me that you believe the propaganda of mainstream Wall Street, society, the government,
status quo,
and you believe that everything they set up for us was in our best interest. Now, deep down in your gut that what they set up was designed to benefit them.
Come on.
A whole heck of a lot more than it was designed to benefit us. That somewhere.
You better preach, brother. You better preach.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Think. I'm sorry, that's Aretha Franklin. I got it mixed up.
But I think even though you know that down in your gut, I think what prevents a lot of people from moving into this truth is that if you never heard of it and you stop seeking knowledge, who told you that when you graduated high school, graduated college, we're not even gonna get into that was time for you to stop picking up books, to stop learning, to stop seeking information, to stop finding individuals like Coach Rick to help you move the needle in your life? Who told you to stop? Most people stop learning. Most people stop learning. They stop seeking new, refreshing information that's going to open up their minds to the truth. And when you stop, great. The system loves you.
And you just knocked it out the park there. You just knocked that one over the fence. Ignorance is expensive. It ain't nothing more expensive than ignorance,
Yes,
and I really like what you just said there, because I really got my I'm really got my kids studying things, homework, financial homework. I'm talking about trust homework, private homework, legacy homework, posterity homework. You got people You got grown men and women who don't even know what the word posterity means.
Mm.
Grown men and women, grown men and women, grown men and women been to school and then graduate from school, got 5 degrees, and don't even never even define the word posterity. How in the world could you have a school book that doesn't teach posterity? How in the world could you ain't even seen the word in none of the writing, in none of the subjects, along no lines whatsoever? It sound to me, it sound awful corrupt to me, it sounds sneaky to me that a word that's so important would be omitted from out the book. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about why is it that you just got to talk about people believe in lies, because if you don't believe the truth, you believe a lie. So how is it that you can get the masses of people to believe a lie? Well, obviously it must mean because they study in lies, because you believe what you study. Okay, so you study, so you go to school and you study stuff, and you study lies, because a lie is not just the stuff you read, but lies are the absence of the truth. See, most people don't understand it. They think the lie is just an outright lie because the person is just saying something. But lies are often inferred, not necessarily expressed orally. So people don't understand that, because lies are deceptive, because the devil is the father of lies, and what a very deceptive creature. Okay. So in order for him to deceive people, then he just implies things, or just infers things. You know what I'm saying? He don't just say it outright. He just suggests things. Very deceitful, very sneaky, and he really works on omission. Okay. So let's talk about omission, because people are always thinking about commission. But the biggest deception in the world is not commission. The biggest deception in the world is omission, omitting stuff, leaving stuff out. For example, so the devil tells Jesus, he says, listen, jump off this cliff. Yeah, all right. Jesus like, huh? He like, jump off the cliff, bro. He say, because the scriptures say, the angel's going to bear thee up, lest at any time you dash your foot against the stone. But the Bible didn't say any time, especially this time right now. Because if you jump off that cliff, it's gonna be terrible. It's flat, all right. He just added a little something like that, hoping that Jesus would do what? Omit the scripture. That's what he was hoping. So he was trying to get Jesus to omit something, and to act like the scripture was like what he added was in there. But Jesus like, no, what you added is not in here. That's some slick stuff you're trying to do. All right. Because I know the full scripture. Now, if Jesus didn't know the full scripture, he'd have G for that. Now, of course, he's trying to tell Jesus what the scriptures say, when Jesus is the actual scripture. I mean, the devil seemed like he would have had a better game plan than that. But what the heck? He just figured I'd just take a shot. Right? So he talking to this walking scriptures like he don't know the scriptures. He like, man, maybe he'll slip for a few minutes. He have been fasting for 40 days. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
Hopefully he tripping. Hopefully he delusional.
Right.
But that's why we don't need to talk about the scriptures. That's why we need to be the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? So then when somebody started talking slick, I'm like, man, it's just like I was talking to this chick, and she was telling me, she said, you want to be 1,000, or you want to be a millionaire? And we was doing the play we do called The Hustler. I said, girl, this play is about Jacob, but you got me twisted. I am Jacob. All right. I said, so I was a millionaire before I met you. I ain't seen the money yet, but I definitely don't need you to help me get rich, because I already got this blessing on the inside of me. So everywhere I go is blessed. You got me twisted. All right. You need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. You know what I'm saying? And just like I said, I became a millionaire, just like I was telling her when we was dead broke and was just starting the very first play, and just had 600 people come to the play, and I ain't had no money, but in my head, I had a lot of money, and I wasn't about to let her define to me who I am. So let's talk about that. I wasn't about to let her take away, because I was already fully engaged in the Bible. So in my head, I already knew who I was. I didn't need her to tell me who I was. That's my point. All right. Because the devil told Jesus, if you be the Son of God, he like, I already know who I am.
Exactly.
I don't need you to tell me who I am. So let's talk about that. When people come through our financial IQ challenge, they start finding out who their identity really is. Can you talk about identity for a second? You found a new identity. You've discovered your identity now as a result, I'm assuming, and then you tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming as a result of our relationship, it's really helped you to figure out your identity, and then help you to be able to know that your identity is not 60 hours a week slave and working for somebody else. That's not your identity. It's not who you are. Can you talk about identity and how important it is in becoming financially free?
Absolutely. You have to know that the gifts and talents that God has given you, and that we all have been created to do what? To create, to be creative. And that you've kind of helped me. You certainly helped me to identify as I'm a kingdom man. I'm a kingdom man that needs to operate in a lifestyle of kingdom living. We talk about, wealth or faith. We all, the Christians, we talk about faith, but faith is a lifestyle. It's not just a particular event. Oh, I have faith enough to leave my job. No, faith is every day in every facet of my life, whether it's my health, my relationships, my finances, everything. So even connecting with you, Rick, learn, it's not just finances here. I mean, you talk holistically. Everything you talk about can be can infiltrate every area of your life and help you become a better person. So the identity, I know who I am. That the Bible talks about ask. You got to know that God loves you. God wants the best for you. That He's already seen the end, and he knows that it's all. You have to know. You have to believe that. And sometimes I get tired of hearing Christians always talk about, trust him when you can't trace him. I got faith. Man, you ain't had faith since 1984. I mean, because really, your faith shows up in your activity. God hears your prayers, but he shows up in your activity. And that's my testimony. I've been praying for years, but I always knew God had more for me, and for me exclusively, Coach. For Michael exclusively.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and I just always kept my eyes and ears open. Everything wasn't for me, but I never gave up, because I know, because I didn't come up with this inside of me. God put this in me.
Yes, sir.
God puts what you need to be asking for on the inside of you. And then he puts you to who you ought to be listening to. And if you're going to trust God, trust him for it all. Trusting that he's going to put the right people in your path, such as Rick, the wealth coach, that became a spiritual father, a financial father. I mean, they can help you steer you in directions. All that was faith. But I had to open up and say, I'm going to listen to him. I'm going to hear him. I'm going to do what he says. But then the last piece is the action, Coach. We talk about, you talk about a lot of things, but it's so many people that hear. They hear. But one of my slogans is we help you. We want to go from just mere information to implementation, because that's where true change comes in. And I'm telling you, had I not listened to you, had I not began seeking and reading the stuff you told me to read and listening to your videos and then the action you told me to take, had I not taken that action, I wouldn't have a trust today. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you folks, I'm going to tell you, listen to me. You're going to go through some things in your head, and that's the enemy trying to get you to think that something ain't right. I don't know. Just because you don't know it ain't right for you. This is not right for you. I'm smart, came up in HR, understand benefits, understand her to trust, understand all this financial stuff. But I'm telling you, you're going to find out you spend a moment with Rick, you're going to understand that there's so much more out here that you have no idea about, that is here to change your life for the better.
Yes, sir. Identity. And identity comes from what you do by yourself. And then it comes from who you take yourself, who you go avail yourself to. It ain't nothing to change your identity. Like, okay, you get together with God and you start and you study. You say, okay, I believe all of this at this level, but now I'm ready to go to another level. So let me go around somebody else. I just got off the phone talking to a young lady, and I was asking her, just a few questions about, how much she wanted to earn. So she was hesitating a little bit. And I said, young lady, you're talking to people who, whatever it is that you say you want to earn, we are 100% in agreement with it, or we're going to tell you to raise it. So you don't have to hesitate when you start talking about what it is you're going to earn, because you're not talking to little broke buster poo butts with bad, stinky breath, bad attitude. Who try to make you feel bad about being ambitious. No. So you're not talking to that. We rebuke that mess. That ain't got nothing to do. That's so far from God. This lack of ambition is what's an abomination, not you being ambitious. All right. in this lazy, laissez-faire, laid back, attitude where you start talking to somebody and they start making you feel guilty about having some goals, and specific goals that you have. So all of you all, one thing you'll learn by coming to our challenge and being involved in our challenge is that our community is a community of ambitious people. Now, not demonic folk who money hungry and thirsty, not that. I'm talking about alert people who understand it's our right to be wealthy and we don't have to apologize for it. And that it's just normal to God for God's people to be wealthy, and it's abnormal to God for God's people to be broke and poor and behind the eight ball. I can't pay your bills and working for slave masters and taking 60 hours a week to work and got to take pills like Brother Michael used to, who even testify here. They got to take pills to go to sleep. God is like, that is not my idea for your life. All right. God is like, that's not that's not that's that's not my identity that you're working out of. Okay, that's your lie identity. All right. Your lie identity your lie identity is when people lie to you and tell you that that's what you're supposed to be. And they try and they like, and then so you feel, I'm telling y'all, listen to me good. Everybody, y'all need to lean in and put y'all forehead on the camera so I can see the wrinkles in y'all head. All right. Y'all need to lean y'all forehead in right here. All right. When you got to explain to somebody the idea of how much money you want to make, you get away from that devil as soon as possible. Okay. you got you got to explain to this. You got to explain to this petty person that you want to make $1 million ain't no money. So if you want to make $1 million, that's good. But if you come around us and say, I want to make $1 million, we say, okay, all right, that's all right, but okay, so let's see what you're doing and let's see how we can help you to take that to another level and all that. But you're not gonna say that to us and we like, whoa, 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 hey, wait. What was that again? We ain't gonna sit here and drill you because you got $1 million. But when you're around all these unbiblical people, because these religious people are not biblical, they're just religious. Okay, so when you're around these unbiblical people and you start talking about money, man, they butt cheeks get so tight. They start sweating like murder suspects and stuff. Like you just got through saying, like they act like you saying you want to make $1 million. It's like you finna step into their crib and stick them up or something. I'm like, I'm gonna make $1 million, but ain't got nothing to do with you. All right. I was just telling you what it was I was getting ready to do. It ain't like I was coming to your crib to get it. Right. Like I'm gonna rob you and rob your kids and rob your grandfolks and rob your grandkids and reach into the grave and stick up somebody that you noticed done passed here, or go into your future and rob somebody. The demons behind the spirit, the money thing is so demonic, especially amongst our church community. It's so demonic. They're so childish because of the way they've been taught. They've been taught so much country nonsense. I'm like, if these preachers don't wake up and stop playing games with people, and teaching people stuff that leave them so poverty stricken, and teaching people stuff that leaves them so searching around. I'm like, y'all country, man. Y'all have not studied anything for years. You went to seminary school or whatever you went to. I call it cemetery school. You went to some cemetery school, you did. And you're not biblically fresh. Well, I mean, when's the last revelation you had, bro? Sister? You know what I'm saying? When last time you went, if y'all come to our financial IQ challenge, Michael, you've been to 4 times. It ain't never been the same. And I can tell you before you start testifying, why? Because I ain't the same as I was 4 months ago. Because when you know the Bible, you ain't the same as you was yesterday. All right? When you know the word of God is quick, powerful, sharper than a two-edged sword, piercing even to the divine asunder the soul and spirit, gets down into the joint and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intent of the heart. Neither is there any creature that is not manifest in his sight, but all things are naked and open to the eyes of him with whom we have to do. Seeing therefore we have a high priest who is passed into the heavens, Jesus, the Son of God. Let us hold fast our profession, for we have not a high priest which cannot be touched with the feelings of our infirmities, but was tempted in all points like as we are, and yet without sin. Therefore let us boldly come into the throne of grace, that we might obtain mercy and find grace to help in a time of need. Because what? The word of God is quick. What is that? Alive. Well, what? sharper than a two-edged sword.
So,
Are you
yeah.
hearing me? Which means what? It ain't never the same. So, so this whole idea of wealth accumulation, this whole idea of living our best life is because that's what the word of God expects out of us. It expects us to be knowledgeable, not head knowledge, but knowledgeable and doing it. And when you're doing it, then you are improving at rapid paces on a regular basis. It's not no regular stuff. So what do you say about that? You've been to 4 challenges. Have they
Yeah.
been boring? Have they been mundane? Have they been predictable? Or what's been a reality of what you've experienced?
I have notebook after notebook after notebook after notebook of new, fresh content. Um, you will be amazed. You will feel almost overwhelmed with gratitude that you're learning this information and that you are part of a group, a culture, a community of people that are seeking the truth, that are literally saying, I want the truth, and you're doing something about it. So you feel that sense of camaraderie there. But I mean, this information is so fresh. And it's not just about the trust, it's about how you can live an abundant life, how you can become a business person that can take your ideas and your strengths and talents and be able to market them on a global level online. I mean, so many real estate. I mean, look, you will not be disappointed when you come here. I mean, the foundational piece obviously is the trust, but he's going to show you how several ways of how you can fund that trust in a way that you never dreamt possible. So keep your minds open, folks.
Well, hold it right there, man. So you're talking about funding things. Because most people, when they think about funding things, they always thinking about raising capital, which is part of funding things. But the best way to fund something is make some money.
Make some
All right.
money.
Make the best way to fund something is to make some doggone. We're in the internet era. Ain't nobody listening to us right now got no business not having plenty of money. We're in the internet era. All you gotta do is just come out of the Fred Flintstone age. All right. And just come on over here into the age that we're living in. You can create so much money in this internet era if you financially sharp. Okay. And if you actually working in the era that we're in. So, Brother Michael, what do you say about this whole idea? Today we're talking to you all about being able to go and come as you please, being financially free. And Brother Michael just came back from the Bahamas, so we're celebrating his 50th birthday together. Happy birthday again, Brother Michael. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you again, brother. From the
Yeah.
Bahamas, man, back to your beautiful home in the States, okay? But
Yes.
happy birthday to you, my Shireen. Okay. I'm trying to get my accents together, bro,
You
Michael.
try
So,
it.
but
Good
let's
job.
talk about for a few minutes. Let's talk about doing less and getting more, because all the people that work with me, you know, I have Shantae pays my bills. I have my daughter Shantice, who you're quite fond of, who onboards people. I have my son-in-law Chris, who keeps people, who does compliance for me. You know my friend O, who does all my social media, because he help you with some of your own things too. Then I have Max that does all of our ads for me. Then I have another man named Ryle, who does all the editing for me. Then my son Ricky is traveling with us on our way to Charlotte, where you're going to be coming. You'll be seeing him filming things. So you see this myriad, this plethora of people, but nobody works for me nothing but a few hours a day. And you know why? Because when you raise up people's financial IQ, they make a whole lot of money with a whole lot less time. So you haven't been working those 60 hours no more. You've been working only a few hours a week. What do you say to everybody that's listening? And if they can understand how systems is what creates the ability for you to be able to work shorter periods of time, make way more money, and have a much more enjoyable life because of systems. You are learning now through our coaching and through our teaching how to create systems. You just asked me a question before we even started today, and you smacked yourself on the head 5 times because I gave you because of the answer that I gave you back for just one question, and how you can expedite things. And you talk about expedition, the fact that you are on an expedition to do things expediently, and that you can make a whole lot more money way faster through systematic ways of doing things, opposed to this individualism. Can you speak on that?
Oh, absolutely. Just you just said it, and you have a wonderful formula that you teach us all, and I don't know if you probably mind if I share it, but you said
Break it down like a fraction. Go ahead.
you said it's the first of all, it's the mindset. Times, I didn't say plus, I said times a skill set that you have to continue to focus on and learn, and then times a tool set. Tool sets are the systems that you have in place, the people that you have doing the things that they ought to be doing, because that's their lane, that's their expertise. And that the mindset times the skill set times the tool set equals assets.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as you always say, income follows assets. But that tool set, it was huge for me, and it still is huge for me, because you're teaching me, and you even told me that it's almost arrogant of me to think that I should be doing everything in my business.
Mm-hmm.
You're not.
I wouldn't call you arrogant, but I was telling you that's an arrogant idea.
Arrogant idea. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, that's because you're not. Might stay in your lane, the things that you're gifted and talented at, and then begin to hire folks to do the thing, that put the systems in place. So just that it's a whole paradigm shift. So folks, it's part of the thing you're going to learn when you connect with Rick, the wealth coach, is he's going to teach you. It's about doing them fast. You know, people always say, well, let's work smarter, not harder. But what does that really mean? It means systems. It means doing what you do. It means doing what you do well, do it, but allow those other things to be done. Have somebody else do it. He had to get me together. He still gets me together, folks. So don't feel bad. He's teaching us. And you have to be humble enough to understand that when you have a coach that's teaching you how to go to the next level, you have to be humble enough to receive that information and then know to go put it into action. Don't do a lot of questioning. Well, coach, why are you thinking? Well, what are you doing? Why you say that? What do you do? Look, if you had the answer, you wouldn't be seeking his advice on how to come here. If you had the answer, just take the advice, implement it, and you'll be good. You'll be good. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying that's what worked for me. Maybe I'm out of line, but
that's what worked for everybody. I made so much money, bro, Michael, by being the first person to do what the coach said. All right, I got a few coaches, at high levels too, and so my only competition is me trying to do what the coach said faster than everybody else. That's my only competition. I'd be like, let me see if I can be the first one to do this. So I won't be sitting around thinking about it long, because financial freedom, man, when we took 20 kids to Hawaii this year from Mike, 20 kids, 10 kids and 10 grandkids, man, them kids, you should have seen the look on all my kids and all the grandkids' faces. We had an Airbnb with the Pacific Ocean on one side and a mountain on the other side. And I declare, Brother Mike, I declare, it looked like the mountains. They looked like they was God's feet. I declare. It was footprints in a mountain. I was like, what size shoe does God wear? I'm telling I'm like this. I'm like, those look like footprints. I was like, Sasquatch. He looked like a mosquito compared to God's feet. I'm like, but he said that the heaven is my throne and the earth is my footstool. I'm like, I know, Lord, because I sat down at the shoe shine parlor up in the mountains in Hawaii. but I'm just happy for you, because you're a very coachable person. I see amazing things happening for you. I see amazing things happen. I see your income I can see your income from what you've done over the last year and a half. I can see your income between 30x and 100x. I can see your income between 30x and 100x. I can see that. Okay. We know that 10x is just a starting point. We know that the scriptures teach us 10x as just the sounding board, or just the start. And that's God's math. So for all of you all who don't know God's math, it's Deuteronomy 32 and 30. And it's that One will put 1,000 a flight, two will put 10,000 a flight. So partnerships cause things to go up 10 times. All right. Every relationship that you have with a person, it should 10x, excuse me, it should 10x that person's results. Every relationship that we have with a partner, it should do so, because that's what financial freedom is. It's the 10x of your efforts by getting together with at least one person. And that's just the beginning. All right. Okay. And Deuteronomy 32 and 30, it supports that. Deuteronomy 32 and 30. All right. If one will put 1,000 a flight, two will put 10,000 a flight. Two people create 10,000 as opposed to two people creating $1,000 a piece. That's just doubling something. That don't mean nothing to God. That's not how God works. God works through multiplication, and he works through exponential growth. That's not how he works. When God put his thing on your thing, then it ain't no doubling nothing. All right. My income 60x in 2 years. All right. Not 10, not 20, not 30. And that's before we even started reading this book. It's about to go off now. 60x before you even know what you're doing. so we had a question there. So everybody want to ask a question while we got Brother Michael here about his growth. If y'all want to ask him a question. All right. Javon asked a question. So how can an individual? Okay, so y'all can ask a question. If y'all want to ask a question on Instagram, y'all can too, but I can't see y'all. Oh man, dog, I'm sorry. I just cut off everybody on Instagram. Touching them. I was trying to click it so I could, in case they had a question. Sorry, if y'all was on Instagram, y'all better switch over, because I don't even know how to get them back on here. Wait a minute, let me see. No, I ain't even gonna mess around. I mean, to cut you off, brother Mike. All right, if y'all gonna ask a question, y'all gonna have to ask it over here on YouTube or Facebook. All right, so Jovan said, how can an individual with bad credit and no money prosper from a financial IQ challenge? Can you please discuss a strategy from that perspective? All right, and so Jovan, if you're still here, the answer to that question is you don't need money to make money. You need I didn't have no money when I got out the penitentiary, and I had $50. You don't need no money to make money. What you need is proximity to make money. You need to be around people who just have a money mindset, so that you can pick up what you need to pick up, because apprenticeship is caught, it's not taught. All right. So that's the way you make money, Jovan. You make money, you don't need no money to make money. You need to be in the right proximity. You think about the movie The Pursuit of Happiness. Remember that movie, Mike?
Yes,
And you remember
sir.
how Will Smith played Chris Gardner, and how that he didn't have he went and did an internship sleeping with his kid. Well, in the movie, he's sleeping with a little kid. In real life, he was sleeping by himself. They made that to make the movie spectacular. But he was homeless, and he was sleeping in bad public bathrooms and stuff. And he was trying to get to he was trying to sell that little crazy looking machine when nobody want to buy it. But what he did was that he went into, and he started an internship someplace. And people, ain't nowhere in the world I'd be around all these millionaires online, all these people. I would offer myself to somebody. I would offer my services to somebody and say, you know what? I've been studying this thing real hard right here. I believe I can really add to your equation. Don't pay me nothing. I just want to add to you. I just want you for a testimonial. All right, that's what I would do, Javon. I would find out what it is, whatever your skill set is. You got one. Everybody got one. I'll find out what my skill set is. And then I would offer my skill set to somebody and say, listen, do not pay me with money. Pay me with a testimony. All right. I just want to do it right for you. And then if that person speaks on your behalf, now you got all the people that listen to them are listening to you now. And so just like that, you just got yourself in front of a whole lot of traffic, and it didn't cost you, and you didn't pay no money, because you got the person the results that they wanted. People pay you for results, and find out what it is that you do good, and make sure that somebody gets some results. And when they get some results, then they'll pay you, and then you can take the video, and before you know it, you have 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 people looking for what you want. So that's the answer to that question. And that'll help you whether you come to the financial IQ challenge or not. But if you come to the challenge, then there's a whole lot of people to be in there that's got plenty of money too. All of us doing all kind of stuff. So you never know. But one thing's for sure. If I had a money issue right now, I would not hang out around everybody around me broke. I would get around somebody that's got some money. I would learn a skill set that could serve that person, and I would ask them for some type of testimonial. All right. So hopefully that answers your question, Javon. Anybody else got a question before we go? Anybody got a question for Brother Michael? Brother Michael has his own tax-free trust now. Congratulations to you, Brother Michael. Brother Michael just came back from the Bahamas. Brother Michael has tripled his income since we met, and now he's living, he's living a financially free life. He can go when he go, come when he want to come. Anybody got a question for Brother Michael before we go? All right. We give y'all a few seconds. And Brother Michael, while we're waiting to see if anybody got a question, we just like to hear your words of wisdom as we take off for the rest of the night. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations on so many different fronts. And we just like you to finish with any words of wisdom you have.
Coach, thank you for that. Thank you for giving me this platform. Just being a coach and being that individual that people can depend on, look to for fresh knowledge, something that we can stand on. But I would tell anybody that's in a position right now to come out from among the crowd. Come out from among the crowd. Get in a position where you can begin to see clearly the truths that people like, or let's talk about Coach, that he can share with you, and not only come out among the crowd to be able to see better, but get in a position where you can be seen. If you have gifts and talents, start stirring up those gifts and talents in an arena where people can see you. And then people will be attracted to you as well, because they see God grants you favor in people's hearts and minds. Don't ever forget that. But you got to come out of witness protection program, like Coach always says. You can't be in the crowd, scared, hiding, thinking that somebody's gonna come and just weave through the crowd and grab you. Come out from among them. Say, I'm seeking the truth. I'm coming after something more. I want more in my life. I want prosperity for my kids and my kids' kids. Get out there, begin doing videos, begin searching, like Coach said, and show them what you got. And trust me, God will put the right people in your path. I'm a living witness. Coach has been in my path. God, I'm just telling you my own autobiographical experience. I had to come out and show Coach that I got a little something. I got a little something. And Coach said, well, I can take your little something, Mike, and I can help you make that little something a big something. But I had to come out of witness protection program. I was watching Coach when he was in Hawaii on his lives. He never even met me before. Didn't even know who I was. I was watching him in Hawaii. I'm like, man, one day I'm going to be able to do that. Yeah, one day I'm going to be able to do that. So I'm telling you, folks, but I had to come out, start speaking, come to the challenge. When you're on the challenge, speak up, let him know who you are. But yeah, that's my words of encouragement. Come out from among them, be separate, seek, and be seen, and look. And I'm telling you, your life is about to change for the better. God bless you.
God bless you too, brother. And you're here now. Now you're just coming back from the Bahamas, and the things that you was looking at on a screen have become your life. So we're very happy for you. And as we leave here, you all, Michael just made me think about something, and he made me think about that woman. He said, "Come on out and you just go ahead and speak up for yourself, and come on out and do what you need to do." You reminded me of that woman who had the issue of blood, and how did Jesus was real busy. Real busy. I ain't comparing myself to Jesus. Anybody trying to drop dead. All right, but we talking about the Savior himself. He was really busy, and compressed with people, all kind of people around him and stuff. And you would think that, this woman having all this trouble with her life, the issue of blood for all these years, just miserably sick, mentally sick, physically sick, emotionally sick, deprived of the income, feeling exploited because she kept going to people who knew they couldn't do nothing for her, but they knew she was so desperate that she would get that money up, because she was so desperate she would do anything. Every dollar she got, she had spent it trying to get up out of her situation, trying to get up out of her condition. And people literally smelled blood when she came around, because she had an issue of blood. We say that term, that when that people know you're desperate, they smell blood. In their case, they smelled mental blood and physical blood, because she had no social life, because who in the world wants to be around a woman that smells like blood? She couldn't have possibly had a dating life because who wants to date a woman who, has an issue of blood? She's having a hard time getting jobs because who wants to hire a woman who has a condition of blood? She's having a hard time having a social life because who wants to sit at the dinner table with a woman who has an issue of blood? All right. So she's absolutely positively a misfit, absolutely positively looked down and cast down upon. But I really like this sister's attitude. She's like, you know what? I'm going for mine today. You hear me? She was like the movie Norbit, where you talking about he going for Rasputia was pimp slapping him around. He said, tonight I'm going for mine. she says, I'm going for mine tonight. She's like, I'm gonna take a shot, because I'm just 100% of the shots I don't take. So she traversed her way through the crowd. The crowd is packed. I'm talking about so packed that you can hardly make it one step in front of the other. I remember I was in a crowd like that, Brother Michael. I went to the Funk Fest back in 1978 when I was a teenager, and Parliament was at the Funk Fest at Soldiers Field. Everybody out there getting high, smoking angel dust. I'm out there like these idiots. I ain't got good sense either. So I'm out here in the middle of this crowd, and the crowd got so compact and so compressed that I couldn't move to the right side or the left. Plus, you tripping, sitting there smoking this angel dust. Glory to God that we still alive. Yeah, I just testify in front of everybody because I don't care. Anybody can think what they want to think about me. I let you know I was crazy, and I ain't nothing but one thought away from being crazy again. So thank God for His mercy, and His great grace. So I'm out here, and I started feeling like I was gonna die, Mike. I was like, what the? I'm like, what the? Heck? I couldn't move to the right, couldn't move to the left, and I got very paranoid. I said, I'm about to die. I'm about to die. I started praying. I say, Lord, if you get me out of here, all right, I'll never get in a crowd like this again because I really thought I was gonna die. I was like, that must be what hell is like. You can't get can't move, can't get no. That joint is packed. I'm like, man. So I'm getting some hell previews up in this piece. I'm sweating like a murder suspect. I'm nervous and everything. The people on the right side, people in some kind of way. The crowd God just had mercy. I don't know if He sent a special angel say, right this way, because God had mercy on babies and fools. So,
yes,
I don't know if He just grabbed me by the hands this way, son. Some kind of way I got out that crowd, though. And I done a whole bunch of lying to God since then, but I never lied about that. I never got the crowd again like that because I was like, if I ever get a crowd like that again, I'm gonna die. I know it. I know it's gonna be the last day of my life. That's the kind of crowd this woman is in. She is walking through this crowd full of folk. Everybody trying to get at Jesus. Why? Because they finally found somebody that really had the answers to their problems. Finally found a legitimate cat that they can roll up on and everything is gonna be okay. And she's like, man, I gotta get to him. 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 I can see her now, almost swimming through people. Move, get out of my way. Move, get out of my way. Move, get out of my way. Hey, girl, what you want? What you want, old stinky pot? Get up out of here. Ignoring that. Hey, girl, I smell you. Ignoring that. Hey, girl. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, he got bigger fish to fry over here. Ignoring that. I can see her ignoring everybody that was ignorant. You hear me? And I can see her rolling up on Jesus. She said, if I can just touch the hem of this garment, I'll be cool. She said, I ain't even got to get a handshake. You hear me? She said, I ain't got to get a handshake. He ain't got to give me a high five. You hear me? He ain't got to put his hand on me and pour oil on my head. She said, I don't need none of that. All right. She said, if I can just touch the hem of his garment, just get a little itty bitty, just 1 inch of the hem of his garment. She said, I know I'll be made whole. And she ain't have no doubt about it. She ain't have no doubt about it. She like, I know. Now, to the natural person, that sound crazy. That sound real crazy. You went through all these changes and everything. But my sister, she was sick and tired of being sick and tired. So, Brother Michael, I want to thank you today because you're helping people clear across the world who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I believe because of your influence tonight, somebody's going to get up and do something about their situation. So we want to thank you because that woman made it to Jesus. And he said, oh, who touched me? He said, oh, he said, who touched me? Disciples say, everybody around here. He said, everybody around here, everybody in the camp, everybody around here touched you, Lord. What you mean who touched you? Everybody everybody in here, everybody trying to get a touch. He said, I'm not talking about that kind of touch. He said, I'm talking about, man, who just zapped me, all right? Like Roger, all right? Who hit me? He said, who hit me with the zap gun? He said, somebody hit me. He said, whoa. He said, whoa, 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 whoa. Somebody hit me. Why? Because I perceived that virtue and left my body. He said, somebody got what they came for. He said, somebody got what they came for. So we want to encourage everybody. Brother Michael, you got what you came for. You are living. You came to the challenge. You got what you came for. You've been listening to these videos. You got what you came for. You want to change in your life. You got what you came for. You was tired of working 60 hours a week and getting 2 hours of sleep. You got what you came for. You was tired of seeing your wife and going and coming every now and then. You got what you came for. You was tired of your grandbaby talking about the amazing things that was happening in her life. And all you could tell her was, God bless you, baby. God, you know how people do when they ain't got no money. God bless you. They start changing, and God, G-A-W-D. That's what I ain't gonna do nothing for you. So God bless you. You got what you came for. You got rid of the God bless yous, all right? And then finally, you for your 50th birthday of your life, 50 years on this earth, you were able to go to the Bahamas and take your beautiful wife, sit down and enjoy and drink the coconut water, mom, and enjoy the beautiful waves of the Bahamas and look at your handsome reflection in the water, and then and be able to look your woman in the eyes and say, baby, we're gonna have a good time out here. We're taking a vacation. We ain't taking no trip because we ain't tripping about what's going on back at the crib. You hear me? You got what you came for, and I'm so proud of you. And I speak into your life nothing but mammothnesss, largeness, hugeness. But baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. All right? It is so, and it cannot be reversed. God bless you. Thank you so much for coming to Sing King. God bless you. Love you, man. Love you. Everybody, y'all, it's been a pleasant pleasure. You all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. For those of you all who haven't registered for the Financial IQ Challenge, head on over to myfinancialiqchallenge.com and come on over because we're going to make it rain like a hurricane. If you need one more preview before we do that, stop by tomorrow. If you go to my Instagram and just hit preview in my DM, then you'll get a preview of it. You'll be able to come to my live preview that we'll be doing tomorrow night. We're going to serve you all weekend long. So tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Eastern, we'll have a preview. We'll have several of my friends that are talking about their life and how their lives have changed and what it is that we're doing for people. We will have the superstar first millionaire, the first millionaire that we've created with our program. I'm talking about with no work whatsoever, just received $1 million check from the Department of Treasury. She'll be there speaking. And you all can get a chance to enjoy yourselves, and you don't have to pay any money to come. It's absolutely free tomorrow. Michael, thank you again for your time, brother. We don't take it for granted. You be blessed in the city. You be blessed in the field. All y'all be blessed in the city and the field. And remember that stellar is as stellar does. Have an outstanding evening. God bless all of you. And thank you so much, King. Appreciate you, brother.